Today I am going to talk about one of the most tragic incidents ever happened in the history of mankind, a mount and a city. That mountain, which has completely changed a city's fate in a day. Mount Vesuvius, a volcano near the Bay of Naples in Italy, has erupted more than 50 times. But its most famous eruption took place in the year of 79 AD, when the volcano buried the ancient Roman city of Pompeii under a thick carpet of volcanic ash. The dust poured across the land. By the turn of the 1st century AD, the town Pompeii, located about 5 miles from the mountain, was a flourishing resort for Rome's most distinguished citizens. Elegant houses and elaborate villas lined the paved streets. There were tourists, townspeoples, many more. There were about 15,000 people living in Pompeii and almost as many in the surrounding region. So, on the day of the 79 AD, when the earthquake hits the Pompeii in either August or October, Mount Vesuvius erupted again. The blast sent a plume of ashes, pumice, and other rocks and scorching hot volcanic gases so high into the sky that people could see it for hundreds of miles around. As it cooled, this tower of debris drifted to earth. First the fine-grained ash, then the lightweight chunks of pumice and other rocks. It was really terrifying. By the time the Vesuvius eruption sputtered to an end to the next day, Pompeii was completely buried under millions of tons of volcanic ash. About 2,000 Pompeians were dead, but the eruption killed as many as 16,000 people overall. Pompeii remained mostly untouched until 1748, when a group of explorers looking for ancient artifacts arrived in Campania and began to dig. They found that the ashes had acted as a marvelous preservative. Underneath all the dust, Pompeii was almost exactly as it had been almost 2,000 years before. Its buildings were intact, skeletons were frozen right where they had fallen. Everyday objects and household goods littered the streets. Later, archaeologists even uncovered jars of preserved fruit and loaves of bread. Today, the excavation of Pompeii has been going on for almost 3 centuries, and scholars and tourists remain just as fascinated by the city's ruins as they were in the 18th century.